Hello, everyone. Omitofo. Welcome back to our Dharma with streaming. Good to see all of you again. So we have more people coming in right now, and let's wait for a little bit, and then we will see how is it. Omitofo. Okay, so we have more people online, and welcome to Dharma with streaming from the YouTube, and good to see all of you again. So let me see. Okay. So we are going to continue with our topic about the 12 links of dependent origination. And again, if you have any questions or any comments, you can type it out or you can voice it out. Okay. So I'm going to have a share screen here. Finally, I can do the share screen. Okay. So I have this share screen about on this topic of Dharma with streaming. On the topic of 12 links of dependent origination. So from this picture here, this is a picture about the circle of these 12 different things. And these 12 different things basically are the one that lead us to the circle of birth and death, or the why are we suffering and why are we feeling not happy. So in a way, is that in this 12 link is to guide us is that why we keep on rebirth in this samsara world. And I'm going to introduce one by one to all of you. Some of them are quite simple, so we might combine a few together. Okay. So if you want to see this picture, you can go to Google and just type in the 12 links of dependent origination, then you will find it. Okay. So let me have this. I'm going to shift this up. So in here, 12, I have introduced this in our previous class, so I'm going to give a brief review. That's it. The central 12 links of dependent origination is the central to the Buddhist philosophy and practice. Is the principle of dependent origination. Dependent origination is actually telling us is that everything depends on each other in order to have some things to happen or the result. Sometimes it's also called the dependent arising. What caused what to have what result? And this result might become a cause again. So in essence, this principle says that all things happen through cause and effect. There's something that we do will have a result. So cause and effect. And that they are interdependent, relying on each other. Remember previously I did mention about is that nothing in this world that without anything that caused by that appear by themselves. Even the rocks, even the mountain, they need to have a lot of conditions to have this mountain. Even us, we need a male and female in order to have us to be appear in this world. And even we have them, if when we born to this world and we do not have oxygen, we won't be able to live. If we do not have water, we won't be able to live. And also when we are unable to have food, we are unable to live as well. So everything in this world are basically interdependent among each other. So no phenomenon, whether outer or inner, occurs except as a reactions to the previous cause. Cause, effect, cause, effect, cause, effect. And all phenomena will in turn conditions the following result of the effect. So if we make it simple, there is a condition, and then because of this condition, we have a reason of doing this, which is called the cause. And because we do this, anything that we do will definitely have a result, which is called the effect. And this result might become the next cause, and then become the condition. And then after that, we decided to do it, it becomes a cause and then effect. So in our way of life in this phenomenon is that there's always a reason for us to do something. And when we do something, definitely there will be a result. And this result will become a condition for us to do something and then have a result. So if we have this condition of hatred, okay? When we have this condition of hatred, and then because of this hatred, we need to make a decision is that, do I want to continue to have this hatred or not? If I want to continue to have this hatred, I will do something bad that will cause the hatred get worse. And then because I do this thing, it will become will have a result which will have the same, I can't say the same, but it's a hatred, but it get more. And this hatred become a condition already. And because we get so angry, and we still choose to do more things to accumulate the anger, so the anger will get more and more, it will become another cause. And then because we do something, it will become a result. But if we reverse it, is that there's a hatred. We know that it's a hatred. It's a condition. But I choose not to follow this condition. I choose the what? I don't want hatred, I want kindness. So when you choose not to have hatred, you do kind things, you basically won't have a hatred result. You will have a better result. And after that, because of the cause that you do the kindness thing, and then you have a kind result, and then this kind result getting better, right? And you'll say that, oh, I want to even do more better. I want to have compassion. Besides kind, I want to have compassion. So the condition of kindness, you make a decision to be compassion, then you have a cause, means I do something to have this compassion. So it's a combination of kindness and compassion. And in the end, the effect will get more than kindness. It will have the combination as kindness and compassion. So dependent origination means that there's always something called condition. Then we make a decision to do something, a cause, and then after that, there will be a result. And this result will become a condition. And then after that, we say that, okay, because of this condition, I want to do it or I don't want to do it. And then after that, it will become an effect, and then a condition again, and then cause, and then effect. So we always say that hatred will not be seized by hatred. Hatred might be seized by kindness. You see, I did not say that hatred definitely will be seized by kindness. I did not say that. I said it might be. It depends on how much hatred this condition has. And sometimes even you want to do kind things, but the hatred is so strong, it might reduce the hatred here. Then you have to put more energy to do more good things to reduce more the hatred. In the end, no more hatred. But because it's so strong, sometimes we will get defeated by the hatred. So different schools of Buddhism interpret the link of dependent origination differently. And okay, I'm not going to talk about this. So the next. So last week, we discussed about the fundamental ignorance of the truth. And the delusions of mistaken perceiving the skandha as self. Very difficult to understand, right? Very simple. Last week, you guys already give the answer is that actually basically is we have no idea about the truth in this universal world. And we have this delusion understanding that this self made by the eye, nose, ear, all this function here, that is a fixed self. We thought that it's fixed, so it won't be changed. So we thought that it's fixed. And unfortunately, it changed. So that when we thought that it's real, everything is permanent, and it's not something that we think, of course, it will bring us suffering when changes happen. Okay? Ignorance of the Four Noble Truths. In particular, the life is suffering, which means unsatisfactory or stressful. So we are known that the suffering basically are part of our life. Remember, we talked about the 8 suffering. Nobody can avoid this 8 suffering, especially the first 4 suffering. When we're born out, we need to experience the pain. It's not something very pleasant. If it's pleasant, we're supposed to born out and say, ha, 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 I'm so happy. No, all the babies cry, right? So it's because that we are in the mother's womb, and there are, I think it's the water or something inside. We are being in a comfort zone. But when we're born out to this world, the first thing we have to experience is the dryness, right? This is the dryness. So I'm in the water for so long, but when I born out, no more water with me. They protect me, and I have to experience the dryness. I feel very uncomfortable. Of course, I will cry, right? And so this is basically the truth of the first suffering we experience when we born to this world. And after that, we have to experience the old age, sickness, and death. Same thing, nobody can escape from here. We'll talk about this already. But if we have no idea about this, so when times comes that I need to get sick, we get fear, frustration, anger. So these are the feelings. So ignorance of the impermanence and non-self, which they are the truth, right? No idea. But ignorance, there are a few types of ignorance category. One is that I really don't know. I have nobody tell me. I also can't, I don't understand. I have no idea. So that's ignorance. Second, do not accept. When sickness comes, I do not want to accept that I'm growing older and older. So I have sickness, I do not accept. I get a fever, and I do not accept why I get a fever, because I eat too much chocolates, chips, chili, all the junk food. That's why I get sick, but I do not want to accept. I do not want to accept that this body does not belong to me. It's supposed to be forever young, forever 18. But I realized that my face changed, my hair color changed. I do not want to accept. I'm getting old. The other one, ignore. Okay, I'm getting old, I get sick, but I know about it, but I ignore it. So we start to spend a lot of money to those cosmetic surgery. We use a lot of money, spend a lot of money to buy a lot of what they call facial things, all kinds of things. We ignore it. We want to use another thing to cover it. And actually, we know that we can't cover it. We might be able to show people that, oh, I have this thing, I look younger. But we ourselves know about it. That's why we are not happy. Even though we spend a lot of money, we're still not happy. And the last one, run away. Some people, they know it, they accept it, they ignore it. But when they ignore it, the more they ignore, the more they feel unhappy, anger, sadness. So they try to run away from it by what? Drinking, smoking, going to club, try to take drugs, do some kind of things that will cause them to, at certain point of time, they do not need to remember that they're getting old. Do not want to remember that they are facing with the reality. They find ways to run away, to forget it. So this is more serious than ignoring it. Ignoring it basically is finding ways to cover it up. Running from it is basically to give up and using a negative things to let oneself to forget about the reality. And it's suffering too. So do not accept ignorance and run away basically cause more suffering than I don't know, right? I don't know is, okay, I really don't know, but if somebody tell me about it, okay, fine. Either I accept it or I don't accept it, fine. But I know it, but I do not want to accept it. I know it, I ignore it. I know it, but I run away from it. It's more ignorance. But look at this world. Look at this world. How many people in this world basically are living in this condition? When they face the reality, how many people will say that, okay, this is the reality, so I need to face it with a positive attitude? How many people? Recently, in the Facebook, I saw a website. I think it's a website something. It's about the cancer patient. So this cancer patient is something that they interact with each other. When this group of people, some of them are in the situation whereby they know about they get the cancer. Somebody is in that progress of doing the treatment, having chemo and radiation. And some of them are in the stage of cancer survivor, but still in observation. So they have this interaction, and I was watching about it. And I realized that most people, I can say that most people, when they know that they have cancer, the wordings that they share with us is they are in fear. They don't know what to do. Some of them get angry. Some of them really get very sad. I have been watching this for about 3 months. I seldom see anyone that type out and say that I have this cancer, I'm okay with it, I just fight with it. I seldom see that. Most people basically will say that they don't know what to do, they fear, they are so afraid that the result will be bad or something. So this is one group. The other group is that they are in the progress of treatment. So they will share out that in the treatment, they have to face with vomiting or pain in the body, all kinds of things. And some of them, they really get angry when they have to face with the challenge from the treatment. But some of them will say that we are in this treatment, it's pain, but it will pass. It will pass. Mm-hmm. So these people that have this attitude say that it will pass. They will try to comfort the other group of people, say that they really get very angry and sadness and suffering. Mm-hmm. And after that, another group of survivor, they will share with everyone is that, oh, now you see my hair coming out already. Yeah. And they say that now they can do something and give those people that are in the beginning stage, in the treatment stage, the encouragement. And there was one of the message from one lady. They try to have a buddy system. Buddy system means that this is a cancer patient, the other one is a cancer patient, so they become good friends. They interact. So one of these ladies said that he get a little bit sad that her buddy passed away. Mm-hmm. Passed away. She get a little bit sad, but she mentioned something. She said that even though I get sad that she passed away, but I feel relieved for her because the friend is a reoccurrence of the cancer and actually suffer a lot. Have to do a lot of treatment, actually suffering. So even though this lady said that she gets sad because the buddy passed away, but she have the sense of relief feeling. It's not because she get relief, it's she feel the relief because this person really released out from the pain in this world. So how we think basically create how we live. If we think in a negative way, we can ignore things. We can do not accept. We can run away. But things still happen, right? We still have to face the reality. We have to face the truth. We have to face the non-self. Mm-hmm. So either we start with ignorance or we find ways to change it. So now I'm going to introduce to all of you about if I start with ignorance, if we start with ignorance, what will happen? And then why in the end we were born again with this ignorance. Okay, so the next one, I use myself as an example. So I am a very stubborn person. Of course, I'm not. I'm just using example. I'm a happy person. So, for example, I am a very stubborn person. So I do not believe in what Buddha says. When he talked about the Four Noble Truths, the first thing he shared with us is about suffering. No, I don't think that life is suffering. Why are you so pessimistic? I don't think so. I don't accept that life is suffering. I'm so happy. I'm young now. I have money. I have a career. I have a lot of friends. I'm young now. Why do I have this feeling of suffering? I can do a lot of things that I want. I ignore it. I'm not going to look at it. But slowly I realize that my body is getting weaker and weaker. Mm-hmm. Weaker and weaker. So then I find ways to run away. And this is what it will happen slowly. Formation. And formation, the first one is formation, the other one is conditioned consciousness. Mm-hmm. So this is an example of the birth cycle. So when I ignore it, I do not want to face it, but it happens. I get a lot of anger. So when I pass away, I will bring with myself a lot of angry energy with us. And this is something I would like to emphasize here is that Buddhism is a little bit is very different from Christianity or God system. In Buddhism, we believe in rebirth, and we can rebirth in any form. Today, I might be a human. Maybe the next life, if I did something bad, I might become an animal. Or if I kill somebody, I might become a ghost. Okay? But if when I'm a ghost, I try to do good things and receive all the suffering, I can be reborn as a human again. And if I practice more, I can reborn to be a heavenly God. I can even reborn to be Bodhisattva. So in Buddhism, the belief is that no matter how bad is the situation, even though we have this bad condition caused by what we do, but when what we do, the next time when we do it, if we decided to change it, we will have another type of result. So there's always hope. In Buddhism, there's always hope. It won't say that, oh, when you're bad, you kill people, you will forever in the hell. No. This is not in the this Buddhism perspective or Buddhist perspective. But in the Western God system, they believe in either heaven or hell. So when I go to interfaith, and I'm the only one which is the Buddhist. Most of them are God system. Either they are from Islamic, Judaism, or Christianity, Catholic. They are in God system, either Jesus or God. So when we have this discussion, and when we talk about, sometimes we talk about the practice or what, they always ask me the same question. They say that, how come in your religion is that you're so complicated? To us, it's just heaven and hell. That's it. And then I always joke with them is that if only heaven and hell, let's say that if I go to the hell, and then I say that, oh, I'm so regret. I did so bad when I was alive. I do not want to be in hell again. I try to do good things when I'm in hell, helping people. Is it possible for me to be a human again? And nobody can answer me. Because in the end, they say that to us is that when this life finish, we only go up or go down. And when we go down, we don't know whether we can go up again or not. So I say that, oh, okay. Then I start to explain is that in what we believe is that there's always hope. There's always hope. No matter how bad, how evil is a person, if this person suddenly change his mind that I want to be a good person, of course, he still has to receive the karma for what he did, bad things. But when he has this confirm or firm thinking is that I want to be a good person, so I receive all the bad karma, but I keep on accumulating good karma, this person has a chance to go to the right path, even have a chance to go to the human or heavenly God or even Buddha. And everybody gets so shocked. They say that, how come they can become Buddha? And I say that, why they can't become Buddha? And they say that there's only one God. Nobody can become God. And I say that, okay, we have different belief. To us is that anyone, if they find their true self, every one of us has the Buddha nature, that nobody can control us. It's whether we can control ourselves. We might be in a very challenging situation. Somebody really control us, but they control us, but my mind, I can try to adjust how I think. Try to transcend my situation in thinking. So let's say that if I do a lot of bad things, have a lot of ignorance. So here say that as long as there is ignorance, there is the formation of karma. Whether it's positive karma, negative karma, or neutral karma. Neutral karma means that you do something, no very good thing or no very bad thing. Such as, okay, eating. So if I eat something, let's say if I eat very organic food, good food, so my body gets stronger, more immune system. That's why I will have a positive karma, the body gets strong. If I eat a lot of junk food, junk food, and this junk food basically cause my body to get weak and get sick, so this is a negative karma. However, if I eat something which is not very good and not very bad, and I just eat without thinking a lot of things, there's a neutral karma. So no positive, no negative, but just neutral, simple. So this form the rebirth in the various realm. What we think will cause what we do. And what we do will bring us to rebirth in what kind of realm. So in here, they mentioned about the ignorance. So ignorance basically is what? I do not accept, I ignore, I run away, and I create a lot of anger with me, a lot of frustration in me. So these are all ignorance thinking. This ignorance thinking will form a karma called the negative karma, which means that before I pass away, I have all this anger with me. So when my body say goodbye, the consciousness come out. So this is the most difficult part because it's a concept from the Indian culture. So the consciousness come up. This consciousness basically are the memory that we have. So if we have a lot of hatred memory, we will bring this memory with us. And then we will bring this memory to our next life. So because we don't understand the truth, we have impulse that leads to action that continue us along a path of samsara, which means the birth and death existence, which sow the seeds of karma. So seeds of karma means the memory that will bring with us to the next life. And this memory, if it is a very negative memory, definitely we will, in a way that it will lead us to the negative path. So for example, I use a simple example. Let's say if I am a criminal, now I don't use you guys because you misunderstood. So I will say that let's say I am a very evil person. I kill a lot of people. Not just kill, I torture them, they scream, they beg, but I still kill them. So I'm a crazy person. So I kill them. And then it's the time for me to say goodbye to this world. It's time for me to die. But because I have this habit of killing people, hearing the screaming, so my mind basically have all this screaming, killing, bloody thinking in here. And definitely, we will also have the fear because of the screaming. So when I pass away with all this scary fear, image, and the sound, it will bring me to the path that will lead me to be reborn or to the hell realm. Because of this seed of cruel, this seed of killing, this seed of people screaming. From here, we will have a feeling of fear. And when we have a feeling of fear, it's not possible for us to be reborn as a human. The fear. So, in a way, it will lead us to the hell. And we also have to receive, or I have to receive the karma of killing people. So a formation means that what thinking will cause us to do something and form to another thing. So later on, when I explain more, you will understand what I'm saying. So let's say, okay, I did not do a lot of bad things, but I am a greedy person. Today, I'm a very strange person, an evil, a greedy. So I'm a greedy person. So I have this ignorance of greedy. And I bring these greedy seeds of karma with me to reborn. But in order to be reborn, right, I need to have what? A male and a female. And then after that, I will start to have what? Grow up with the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind in the mother's womb, right? So in the conditioned consciousness means that in my thinking, even though I have this ignorance thinking, but in the time that I need to be reborn to a certain realm, due to this seeds of karma, of this greedy, before talking about the greedy, I need to have a figure in order to be reborn. But this figure will come with the memory of greediness. So the basic awareness faculties of the six senses have to be there. There are therefore 6 different types of consciousness in Buddhist system. You need to have an eye consciousness, ear consciousness, smell consciousness, taste consciousness, touch, and thought consciousness. So to be reborn again, I bring my greedy memory with me, but I know that I need to have a physical body. I need to have a physical body. So I need to have a condition to have a physical body, right? So besides looking for the parents, the father, mother, I need to have an eye, ears, nose, tongue, body. And this eye consciousness or what consciousness basically is already in our mind. Besides the ignorance thinking, we also have the consciousness about need to have all this in order to be born into this world. Okay, so there's a karma. I need to look for a body with all these organs. I also need to have the memory of all these organs so that I can see, I can hear, I can smell. So when we have not born yet, when we have this karma and looking rebirth to another realm, basically we need to have at least certain of these organs. So let's say I will be rebirthed as a human being. So I need to look for my parents. I need to have all this. Okay. So karma, the first one, formation of the karma. Second is I have the consciousness on the condition in order to have a physical body, so that I can born out. But when all of us born to this world, besides having this physical body, basically we already have the mind. So a lot of people say that, oh, small kids, they don't understand. No, the baby they actually have, they still can remember a lot of things. And why later on they forget? Because we learn a lot of things in this life too. So when things keep coming in, we will push certain memory deeper. But those habits of karma that we have, it's difficult to push it deeper. So let's say I'm a very greedy person. And let's say I love my wife in the past life, but it's not as so much love. So when I reborn as a baby, I still can remember that, oh, I have a wife, I have food. So don't you realize that sometimes the baby laugh without a reason? Sometimes some of the baby even talk without a reason. It's because some of them still remember it. But times because of the pain when we are born, because when we are in the mother's womb, there are a lot of different things happen there. When we come out, a lot of information get into our mind. It will push down the past memory and we start to forget about it until when we do meditation or we encounter certain things that it bring out the memory. So sometimes some people say that I never see this person before, but how come I have the feelings is that I know this person, but I never see him before? A memory just trigger out. So the conditioned consciousness. Okay, now, so in here, name and form. The moment when the metta joined mind, it represents the artificial assembly of the five skandhas to form the illusion of an individual dependent assistant. This is what I already mentioned, is that the joint mind is the memory. The matter is that you need condition, so it's the parents. The parents, the moment when these parents and this mind join together, then the mom's body will start to have what? The little seeds, which is us. And then at that time, it's still an illusion of individual, because you still don't know whether it's boy or girl, whether it's healthy or not healthy. But it's already an independent assistant. It depends on two different persons, a male and a female, get together in order to have a baby. But this baby is not just pure from these two persons. It also comes with memory. And this memory called karma. So a baby born to this world needs at least three things in the beginning. Male, female, and this person's karma, which is the consciousness. But when these three combine together, it's still a small little seed. So it's still an illusion type. You don't know whether it was successful, healthy or not. You have no idea yet. But it needs to have these three things joined together. So it's called name and form. It has to have these three type of called name and a formation type. Then depend, and then start to slowly start to change from a little one, start to grow and grow. And it's called a sixth sense, because it's our karma as a human. And unless we have certain situation, it's not basically most people will have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, unless special situation. So the baby still in the mom's womb. So upon the assembly of the skandha, means this body, into the illusion of the independent individual. So it's a combination. From this illusion, independent individual, it starts to grow, the sixth sense arises. So for those mom, when you have baby, so the first time that, you know that you have a baby is still very, very small. Then maybe every month you need to go for the what, I don't know what you call, but you need to have a machine to see that, the baby is very healthy. Then you start to see the baby's leg, the baby's, the eye not open yet, but nose, the ear, it start to grow, right? It start to grow, rises, which will lead onto the next link. Later I'll talk about that. At this point of time, it's no more the three things, okay? No more three things, because if it's just the father and mother and the consciousness without the mother body, without the blood of the mother, the baby will not survive. And where this blood and body comes from this mother, the mother need to eat in order to have nutrition, So the mother need to have a food to eat, and it become blood and start to feed the baby. So it start to increase from three, father, mother, or male, female, the person's consciousness, in order to be able to grow or survive. Then this so-called person needs the mom to eat things, this condition, to let the body to grow in a healthy situation. Okay, and then this is called sixth sense, relates directly to the next link, contact between faculties and objects to form sense impression. Okay, so from here, it start to have all these organs slowly start to grow, and the mind in the baby still have the memory, but will start to get a little bit weaker. So some mom says that, how come some baby in their stomach, they are so nice and quiet, but some baby, they will start to have a boxing, right? Then we will always joke that, oh, this little baby, whether it's a male or female, is not a good tempered person. Is maybe very angry, impatient person. If the baby stayed there very happily and quietly and listens to music, you'll say that, oh, this is a very nice baby, right? That's what each baby or each of us come with something, memory. And we need the male and the female in order to have the little thing. Then after that, this little thing start to grow, then you have sixth sense. But the memory is still the key things. So let us continue. Now it's already 8:17. Okay, so I'm going to, let me see. If I talk about these two, I will talk a lot. So any questions? Any questions? Any comments or any questions? If you do not have it, then let me see. Give me a second. I'm not going to stop this. I want to see anybody. Oh, there's one person chat. Okay, that's a question here. I like it. Oh, ultrasound. Thank you. So, how do animals gain negative karma? This is a very, very challenging question, but a very good question. Very good question. Before I answer you about how they gain negative karma, I will move a little bit forward, is that how this particular so-called beings become an animal. And I also want to emphasize one thing, is that not all the animals are the same in their mind, right? For those of you who have pets at home, you realize that different dogs have different mind. Some of the dogs are very smart, and some of the dogs don't know what's happening, right? So the same thing is that they are different, same as we human beings. Like some people are more intelligent, some are not. So how can a beings to be rebirthed as an animal? Definitely, there's something that these beings did in the past, certain things that this person lost the capability to rebirth as a human again. What these persons do, we don't know, but definitely it's not a positive things. Certain things. And in this life is that nobody in this world, in the entire life in this person's world, are all evil things. Even how evil is a person, they will definitely do something good things. But it really like a weighing machine. You have good things here, we did bad things here, and then it start to weigh. And if the good thing is lesser, the bad thing is more, then the bad things will pull us down. And the good things basically what? Basically unable to pull up, go down. So when we talk about this karma, it's not a simple thing. Say that, oh, this person born to be an animal definitely is all negative karma. No. It depends on how much negative memory in here, how much positive memory in here, and plus one more thing, how much negative karma that person that we hurt so much, that person will remember. If let's say I torture Louis a lot. In Louis' mind, he will have a very, very strong memory that I torture him. So my karma and Louis' karma basically are negative karma. So this memory, Louis have this memory, I have this memory, even I forget, Louis will follow me in the next life. So karma is not something logical. Karma is not something logical because karma involves many past life. Karma also involves our own life. Karma also involves the people that we interact. Karma is a very complicated thing, even more than these three things. I just introduced the three simple things. So if let's say a dog gain negative karma, this dog will be being born as a dog. Definitely, there's always a reason behind. We don't know. Maybe the dog knows, but he can't tell me. But if we know that, or let's say I have a pet, it's a dog, and I know that, okay, this dog, how good if he can be rebirthed as a human. And now he is a dog. I believe that maybe in past life he did something. So now, I, as a human, I can help this dog to accumulate positive karma. How to accumulate? Talk to the dog. Don't think that the dog do not understand what you say. Talk to the dog. Convince the dog to have good thinking. And if you are a Buddhist, you can talk to the dog. Do you want to take refuge under the Buddha? Talk to the dog. If you want to take refuge, then you help him to take refuge. And also try to reduce. I know that dog, they eat meat, but try to reduce meat, but let the dog eat more vegetable or fruits. Try to help the dog to accumulate some good karma. So this is something is that we really don't know what he did in order to become a dog or cat. But we can help the dog and cat or bird or worms to accumulate some good karma. Okay, the next question is that, is it possible that love turn to hate? Or is it just greed? Love turn to hatred, hate. Maybe this is the questions that I ask all of you lay members. Your love, do you have any love that changed to hatred? Yeah. And this hatred is a temporary hatred or permanent hatred. If it's a temporary hatred, it's not so strong. The memory will not so strong. But it's a permanent hatred. You will bring the permanent hatred to the next life. And you ask, is it just greed? Let me tell you something. Our consciousness has all kinds of things. It's not just greed. I just give a great example, greedy example. Here, this consciousness have all kinds of things. Remember I mentioned is that nobody in this world is completely evil. Even sometimes people, you really think that you really see that these people is really, really crazy and bad. But definitely in his life, he might do one or two good things in his life. Even a person that kill people, a lot of people, definitely there's at least one thing which is good. This is what the Buddha says. And also in Buddhism, is that no matter how evil is a person, the person has to go to the hell and receive a lot of punishment or something. These persons will not be doomed in the hell. If one day he suddenly realize something is that I need to release myself out from this situation, I need to do some good things. Have a kind mind or kind thoughts comes out, he will have a chance to change his situation. This is the reason why in Buddhism is that there are a few key things which is very different from other religions. One is that Buddha taught us is that we are the master of ourselves. It's true that we face a lot of challenge that we can't control in the external factors, but we can control our mind. We can't control that we get old, but my mind do not need to get old. I can still feel young. So when it's the time that I pass away, but I still think that I'm young, then I'll be in a happy mind passing away. So do you think that I will go to the hell with a happy mind? Right? So this is one thing. We are the master of ourselves. Second thing is that no matter how bad is the situation, there's always hope if we change our way of thinking. Even those being in the hell, if they have even one thought of kindness, there will be one hope. Of course, he still have to go through a lot of like I said, to resolve his karma, but he will still have a chance. So this is the second thing is Buddhism different from other religions. There's always hope. Okay, of course. Okay, any more questions? Any more comments? I did not go to the next one because I know that if I go to the next one, I need at least 20 minutes. So I'll be dragging all of your time. And do you folks understand? Yes.
Amitabha Sifu.
Hey, Amitabha.
I would like to know, like, when we pass on, and we need all these conditions, and we need to choose someone that will give us 6 senses, and what happens between the time that we pass on to the time that we are able to choose someone, a male and a female, with that will give us 6 conditions, the 6 senses in order to be born. What happens between? Do we go to Pure Land first, or if we go to Pure Land, are we stuck there when there's no return? Like I'm a bit confused about the time in between. So Thank you for your answers.
Okay, thank you very much. And here is another good question, but a very, very tough question. Very tough question. It's a good question. And at the same time, before I explain, again, I would like to emphasize one thing. This explanation is also not in the Western or the God system understanding. It's very different. So if for those of you that using the God system or the Western religion system, you will say that, what is this? Okay. So I just introduced to you what Buddhism says. So let's say that I use myself as an example again, not the real example. Let's say it's the time for me to die. Okay. At that time is the most difficult time. You know why? As according to the sutra or the sastra, our body gets so weak. This body, this physical body is getting weaker and weaker. So it's so weak that we have difficulties to breathe. We have difficulties to even swallow our saliva and also be mindful because it's so weak and also it's painful. Right? It's just like when we are having a fever, our body ache, right? We feel very, very bad. This time is even worse than having a very serious fever or something. The body is weak. The body is weak. The pain is there. This is a time is that if we did not practice meditation, this is the time is the most easiest time to have what? Anger and fear. This is the most difficult time. Just think about it. When we get sick, it's so pain, so how should I describe it? So difficult in enduring the pain. At that time, most of us would say that, won't say that, I'm having a fever, my body is pain, so good. We won't say that, right? We will say that, my body is pain, I feel so bad. Our mood will be down. So in the time that we pass away, if we do not practice meditation and keep focusing on the good thinking, positive thinking, good karma, that is the time that we will have all those negative habits will come up. So let's say I practice to be a kind person. Previously, I'm an evil person. Then later on, I realized that I did. This is no good. I want to be a kind person. So I accumulate. I do a lot of charity, help a lot of people, but I did not practice meditation. So when the time that I'm going to say goodbye, and I have difficulties to breathe, but I can't die because I'm still alive. I feel so pain. The pain is so painful. I feel so suffering, but I'm still alive. Normally, what in our mind will be thinking of, we will start to curse because of anger. Why we curse? Most people will say that, I've been a Buddhist for so many years. I do a lot of charity. I help a lot of people. Why do I have to suffer this? Why can't this thing help me to release out or let me feel more comfortable? So all this negative, anger, greediness, cursing will all come out. Even the good karma will be pushed down by the negative emotion, feeling. And also because at that time, that's the time that most people curse most. So again, accumulate more bad karma. So if we are able to start to learn meditation, and then in this meditation is already different from what I taught you, just sit there and relax. No, it's the time that when you sit there, focus, you already have to start to train yourself to think about even one thing, focus on that, such as compassion or kindness, or even think about impermanence and non-self. You know why? If you know that death, let's say you learn about the Buddhism and you learn about meditation. So when I die, what should I uphold to focus on? If you focus on impermanence, so when your body gets very weak, you focus on impermanence, you will say that, yes, the body is getting weak because this is impermanence. The body is getting weak because this is non-self. And then when you have pain, so painful, and you say that, yes, because this is the truth, it's time for me to say goodbye. But it's not the time yet. So I need to make sure that I uphold the focus of what? Right thoughts. So see, Four Noble Truth, Eightfold Path. So no matter how pain is the body, we know that it's painful, It's really difficult, it's suffering, but the teachings from the Buddha is telling us to focus in this mind. So if a person, normally most people can't do it. That's why they will follow according to their own karma. If they do a lot of bad things, will go to the bad one. Good things will go to the good one, but still need to depend on the past life. Okay. So let's say that, okay, I uphold the focus. It's very painful. I uphold the focus, and when the time that this consciousness come out from the body, according to the sastra, the thing that the sastra says is that the feeling is just like, the turtle, the tortoise. The tortoise has the shell, right? And the tortoise body is inside, right? As according to the sutra, it says that it's just like pulling out the turtle out from the shell. So it's very painful. And that is the most critical time, because that is the time that is very easily the mind get angry, frustration, pain, and curse. And we will forget everything about what we did, what we practiced in the past. So that's the reason why meditation is important, but have to, at the same time, have the Dharma. We can't just sit there and I'm good in doing meditation, but you don't know what you're doing. Need to have the Dharma to apply together with Samadhi. And then you ask me the question is that between here and here, what happened, right? Depends on our own attachment. The more we attach, the more we can't go to the other place. And also, the more we fear, the faster we go to another place. I did a lot of bad things. I did bad things. I know that I have bad karma. All religion says that if you do bad things, the God system says that you will go to hell, right? Even the Buddhist says that if you do bad things, you also will go to hell, but you still have a chance to go up, right? So if I do a lot of bad things, according to our understanding, we will go to the hell. So at the time that I'm going to die, my fear is what? I'm going to the hell, right? So my whole mind is with fear that I'm going to the hell. Definitely very fast we will go to the hell. If we attach to our family, it's the time for me to be rebirthed, but I'm too attached to my dog. So we will be wandering around for a long time. And that's the reason why in Buddhism, we have a lot of chanting service. Chanting service basically is the time that for the venerables to use our mantra, our chanting, and also our contemplation to communicate with other beings. And this is something I can't teach you. It's for the monastic only. Yeah. So really depends on how much is the attachment. But these are the simple explanation. There are more explanation, more complicated explanation that I'm not going to introduce here. If not, you will get confused. Okay, so let's see. Any plan? Okay, somebody asked me, is there any plan to offer the class of meditation in the future, in the near future? So previously I introduced about the meditation, right? And after that, I received a few emails and line to me asking about whether in future can I give some advice about meditation in the future. And this is something I'm thinking is that after I finish this 12 links, I'm supposed to introduce the cause and condition, but I decided to change a little bit. After these 12 links, I'm going to have a few class to introduce about different type of meditation. It's not the simple one. It's different type of meditation, and what will be the objective of this meditation. Meditation is not just sitting there doing nothing. Yeah. But for beginners, if our body is very stiff, our mind have a lot of thoughts, is not be able to really do meditation. So normally we advise is that train your body to get relaxed, calm down. Train your mind to have lesser and lesser thoughts. Then it's the time to get into meditation. So before really doing meditation, to me, it's just what? Relaxation. If our body and mind cannot be relaxed, it's difficult to do meditation, the real meditation. And to let our body able to be relaxed and our mind able to be simple is a very difficult thing. Because we are very troublesome people. We have a lot of things here. And also we are a busy person, a lot of things to do. So that's why the body is stiff, the mind is too busy. Okay, so after the 12 links, I will have a few sessions to discuss about it. Okay, so I see you next Friday. Thank you very much. Good night and sleep tight.